This obstruction's not normally here. Might be something a bit challenging for a tall man. Well, good morning and welcome to week 37 of training a miler for the 6-day mountain race that is known as Dragon's Back Race. Now I'll let you Google that if you're new to the channel. This is week 37 of probably around 50 weeks of conditioning a miler for 6-day mountain race. If you've joined us at week 37, you've missed a lot. We've had a couple of 50-mile ultras, couple of mountain recce's, lots and lots of this Flitch Way terrain, getting base in, virtually no strength work. Yeah, naughty boy. And what else have you missed? Yeah, that's about it really. Anyway, welcome if you're new. Dragon's Back Race is quite an event and there's still 3 months to go with plenty of elevation, a couple more ultras and lots more strength work which we haven't done yet. So what can I say about today's run? 4 miles out and back on the Flitch Way, and these morning ones I'm really struggling on. I kind of neglected them because I've been doing a lot of evening runs, recovering from ultras and things, but these morning ones are really taking my legs a long time to warm up now. I'm 2 miles in, just about getting down to 10-minute miling, so this is going to be a 4, and even though I said I'd not do track, I have decided I've got to bring some sort of intervals back because the legs are really lacking that element of faster turnover, getting up on the toes, and I think it's telling on my general zone 2 pace. They feel rusty, that's what they feel, rusty. So I'm going to do 5 times 1 minute strides on the way back on this. Don't care how fast they are, just want to get that range of motion. And I'll do some intervals tonight on the road. So before we do the 5 times 1 minute, let's talk about subscribers. On this run we now have 99. Who will be the 100th? Hey, I invite you to click subscribe and be the 100th subscriber. How cool would that be, eh? On the early days of a fledgling channel. But you know what? Got my Keswick Mountain Festival t-shirt on today, but it doesn't tell you what distance you did or what sport or anything. It just says finisher. That's cool, isn't it, eh? And every time one of my videos includes footage of a big ultra, that's where the new subscribers come from. They're obviously seeking out footage, see if they can find themselves, or seeing if they could get an idea what the course is like for doing next year or whatever. And then, I'll click the old subscribe button as well while I'm at it. It's always nice, isn't it? Right, anyway, I'm going to hit my turnaround at 2 miles, and then I'm going to try and do, well, I'm not going to try, I'm going to do it, but it's going to find out what 5 times 1 minute feels like in the morning. Oh well. Considering how I was warming up with a couple of 11-minute miles, they were in 6:20s. Admittedly, I did it on the downhill section of the Flitch Way, which is, I suppose, cheating, but it's early morning. Gotta play your cards and you play your joker. Yes, I'm happy with that. We'll see how the intervals go tonight on a nicely warmed up planter. Hey, good morning, welcome to Tuesday. Loads of rain overnight. That's the type of rain gardeners like, I tell you. Overnight rain. Blue sky now, 7:30 in the morning. Just getting a 6 on the Flitch Way. Feeling good today, feeling good. On this run, shall we talk a little bit about track and road running versus mountain ultra running or trail running? Let's call it mountain running actually, because I think there's a differential between trail running and mountain running, which is quite distinct. Often on a trail run, some of the things I'm going to say that apply to road can apply, because if it's terrains like the Flitch Way, which would be called trail, then you're still going to be able to run pretty much full capacity. But in mountain races, 100% not. So anyway, yeah, what's going through my mind is, on track and road, as much as I love that discipline as well, and I will go back to that after Dragon's Back, it's every time you race, no matter the distance, and in fact more the distance the more this comes into play, it can be the most beautiful scenery, but my experience is I'm clock watching, and I'm always right on VO2 max threshold, and trying to squeeze every second out of every mile. And actually I'll wait for the wind to die down. So and is my continuum into the next slip. And we're back. Actually it's a bit of a wind tunnel down the Flitch Way today, so I'm not sure how much of this will be usable if you can't hear me. Anyway, yeah, so track and road, very much, I love the aspect of it's about your will and your ability to just keep focusing on discomfort, or actually not focusing on discomfort, but riding out the discomfort and pushing on, not letting 1 second be wasted, keeping the stride good, keeping the form good, and that's how you get personal best, isn't it? But mountain running, because I've come to it older, I've got no ambition to win my age group, feature in the race. All I ever want to do is finish, and that takes so much pressure off. But the other aspect I love is, if I do a half marathon race, that hour 25 minutes, yes, I'm not joking you, can still just about get down to those times, is absolutely horrible. It's an hour and 25 that seems like 5 hours, and every minute feels like 5 minutes. Yeah, I think people who've raced half marathons will relate. However, get yourself out in the mountains and 2 hours can go by in a flash, and you might have only covered, in some cases, 7 miles if you're lucky, sort of maybe 11 miles, but it just goes so quick because you're not having to gasp for air, so you're not really aware that you're in discomfort. Yeah, climbs are hard, but you just sort of stride them out at an enjoyable pace that doesn't tax you too much, but you do get to look around at the terrain, mainly your feet. I'm not going to lie, if you're coming down and it's dodgy terrain, it's going to be 90% looking at your feet, but your peripheral vision knows where you are, so you do see the beauty, and every now and again you'll look up. But anyway, 2 hours, yeah, goes by in my sort of relative perception of time in about 20 minutes, I'd say. So some people said to me, how can you be on your feet for 11 hours doing that Pennine Barrier thing? And yes, on one hand it's a long time, but on the other hand it probably felt more like a 3-hour run, 4-hour run maybe, you know, a marathon on the road. It's hard to explain as you get out and do them. So if you are thinking about the long distance races, don't worry about how long you're going to be out on your feet. It's not going to do your head in, because where you'll be 9 times out of 10 will make that time fly by. Which brings me to just echoing my other point really, and I'll close out today's trail run, I'm so glad I'm not in my 20s and really having high ambitions to do the best I possibly can on these mountain runs, because you'll be on your aerobic threshold, so very uncomfortable for admittedly less time because you'll be racing it. But on the techie stuff, if you're competitive, you just got to go for it. I mean, you're going to be descending right on the edge, a bit like a red run skier going down a black, all out. It's that sort of thing, really. Obviously you can get better and better and better at techie. Maybe because in my youth I practiced a lot more, going to move somewhere like mountains, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that scenario. I wouldn't want that pressure. Good luck to the people who do. I mean, you are awesome. The elite sharp end I am probably in more awe of than I would have been of Kono there when they were on 800. I think the sharp end, nobody's heard of them. I mean, if I throw a few names in, Jonathan Orban, Killian Jornet, there's a few of you who will say, yeah, well of course we know who they are, but the majority of the public haven't got Scooby-Doo. And that's a shame, really, but the sport is growing, it's getting more popular. Hopefully we'll start getting some television stuff or some big YouTube channels covering big events, and these people should be household names, they really should. Actually, on that point, I do know a female mountain runner who could be competitive at all of these mountain ultra races and for sure win the ladies' prize and only get better and better and maybe become a household name. Now that's Alice Crane, my niece. So Alice, or any of the Cranes, if you're watching this, come on, let's get Alice out for Dragon's Back. You know you want to do it, Alice, and you know you want to do it with her Ben, that's her dad. So let's get the team together in 2026. Trina might do it as well once she's volunteered this year and it's all rubbed off on her. Wow, I'll come up and support as well. Come on, get your entry in straight after September this year for 2026. Probably a bit too, you can still apply for this year because entrance is still open, by the way, everybody, for 2025's event. But you've only got 3 months of training left, so depending where you're starting from, I mean, Alice could just go straight in and do it in 3 months of technical training. Probably don't even need that. She'll probably do it tomorrow. Yeah, so anyway, message going out. Not Ollie, my nephew. He's an awesome 1500 metre runner. Hello, Ollie. I don't want him damaging any of his limbs. You keep on the track, mate. You keep that speed going. Get that sub 4 1500. Morning and welcome to Wednesday and the return of the long midweek trail runs. Haven't done one of these for ages. This is an 11-mile trail. Remember, these were up to 15 milers before we started, when we were still building base, before we went out on ultra season. So yeah, nice to have a return. Beautiful sunny day after a couple of days of rain here in Essex. So loving it. Speak to you in a bit. So first up, let's thank Will Hogarth, the 100th subscriber to the channel. Thanks, Will, much appreciated. And it's a bit of a benchmark, isn't it, for a fledgling small channel to go through treble figures. Nobody go unsubscribing now and spoiling the party. So since we're on 100, let's see if we can encourage some comments. If you are one of those 100 subscribers, if you feel like it, pop in the comments about why you subscribed. It could be anything from, I'm just intrigued to see if this Essex lad can actually get around Dragon's Back. It could be you're considering Dragon's Back next year and you want to see what training's like from one perspective, and also see bits of the course, recce's. Could be you've done Dragon's Back before, could be just like ultra running, could be that you just clicked by mistake, but don't unsubscribe, just leave it there. Anyway, let me know in those keyboard places. Be very interested to read on this 100th subscriber episode. Now next week the rest of this week will be a separate video, because I'll dedicate it to leg one recce with Izzy at the weekend. So after this, which will close out probably on the Friday or the Saturday, depending on how many runs I get this week, yeah, find the leg one recce video. I think that'll give you a lot of intel for leg one. Hello, this obstruction's not normally here. Might be something a bit challenging for a tall man. Oh my gosh, it's like some sort of obstacle course. It doesn't look like there's any other practical way through. Right, over this one I think. Okay. Oh no, what's happening to my mile split? Yeah, I suppose you could have gone through the nettles. That would have been a bit easier. This field is usually so runnable, but all the rapeseed has collapsed in the rain, so I'm going to end up with yellow legs and quite a long split. Short people will struggle through it. Let me show you folks, this is actually officially the Flitch Way as well, but this bit is kind of a part of a nature reserve. But when I moved back just after year 2000 around this area, this is what the actual Flitch Way was like all the way to Braintree. It used to go really boggy in the winter. Never could pass a cyclist or another runner or walker. Yeah, it was like this the whole way. Then they widened it, resurfaced it, and it became the legendary country park it is today. And when I say legendary, that's because it is the longest and thinnest country park in the whole of the UK. As I said before, I think it's about 4 metres wide and it is 16 miles long. There you are, a bit of trivia. Good morning and welcome to Friday of week 37 Now this will probably be the last run on this week's part 1 episode, because tomorrow we're off to Wales. Izzy and I get an overnight camp in Llanberis. I'm going to take all the Dragons kit to treat it like a Dragons camp, practice from that again, practice with the sleep bag, etc. And then on Sunday we recce leg 1 from Conwy to checkpoint 6, the water drop I think, and then the horseshoe, the Snowdon horseshoe, do Crib Dock again. Weather don't look too bad, looks a bit blowy on the Sunday, not so blowy on the Monday. So this recce is very important because I've recce'd leg 5, checkpoint 5 to the finish of day 1 with Raw Adventures. You probably saw that video earlier on. So we know what that's like. We know that's very, very slow going. And what we don't know though is what the terrain is like from Conwy to checkpoint 5. So I want to find out how much of it is runnable, how much of it is bottleneck potential, and just work out what we can do on day 1 to hit checkpoint 5 and the hiking slow down section in great shape, feeling good, but also giving ourselves the best advantage. So quite an important recce weekend. So find that one. It'll be week 37 part 2, dedicated to Wales, and I'll see you in that one. Thanks for watching this week as always. 101 subscribers now trickling in. Thank you very much, whoever the 101st was. And yeah, see you in the next one.